know we kind of asked you the other day, but now that you know it's Penn State and you're locking in on them, what kind of stands out about them?
Yeah, I mean they have a good defense. I mean they got a overall good squad, but we do too. So it's just all about our prep this week, so we can get out there and play our best football.
What stands out about them? What do you think they do best?
I think they hustle to the ball and they're relentless on defense. They got good edge guys and good linebackers, so they're pretty physical up front too. So I think that stands out most to me.
How was Christmas, Matt? What did you do?
Christmas was good. I went back home to Florida and saw friends and family. So it was a good time. We had lunch together. My older brother and my younger brother were able to be back too. So it was a good time.
It's a long way to go for a couple of days there,
Oh,
Matt.
I know. I had to get up this morning at like 4 a.m. and then travel because my flight was at 6. So flew to Atlanta and then got here today. So.
What did it mean to you to be able to go do that? I mean, it seems like one thing Spencer's always been about is, giving you guys autonomy and trusting you guys to do your jobs and things like that.
Yeah.
So to not treat this any different and to allow you guys to do that, what would that mean to you guys?
Yeah, it was special to just take some time away from football and just really take it in with the family, and it's a good feeling when you go back home and your son is going to the Fiesta Bowl, so everyone's proud of you, and it's just good vibes. Yeah, I think all the players respect Spencer Danielson so much because he's able to make us happy by doing things like this. And we're not drifting away from the game, and we're not our minds aren't somewhere else. We're just having some time to relax and spend some time with the family. And now we're back here, and it's go time. So.
I was going to say, I mean, you had kind of the sporadic every other day practices, kind of going home for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Now to be locked back in, have practice today, be back on your game week schedule. I mean, how eager are you, like you said, for go time here?
Yeah, I'm super excited, and games on Tuesday, it's going to come quick. So, I don't really like the long weeks, and I like everything to be compact, and that's the way it is right now. Where we're on our normal game week, and it's time to roll. So.
Spencer's been pretty clear about the, if people want to count us out, great, that's fine, like bring it on. How eager are you guys? I mean, are you getting a sense that not a lot of people are giving you a chance in this game?
I wouldn't say not giving us a chance, but I'd say that some people think Penn State's they're just going to easily win because they blew out SMU and they got a good squad. But like I said before, we have a good squad too, and we're going to try our best to prep this week, and get out there and play our best football.
Is that kind of how you guys like it? I mean, this program's kind of been built on being the underdog.
Yeah, I mean, I think before the game too, it gives you some type of like adrenaline rush and a certain type of feeling as a group. And once you create momentum there, you just build on that, and hopefully we can come out with the victory.
Especially what happened with SMU and Indiana. Did you guys feel kind of like a pressure to be carrying this flag of this CFP 12-team setup is a good thing?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a good thing. I don't know if it's a bad thing, but we're in it, and we got a bye week, so we're going to go out there and play our hardest. Yeah.
Matt, what can you tell us about Cage Casey and the job he's done this year?
Yeah, obviously he's, a guy that, people don't really – he doesn't get much pub, but, he's an amazing player, and, everyone on the team knows that. Our whole O-line this year has, done a great job. And, like I said, those are guys, who don't get much pub. But, yeah, Cage Casey's, obviously an NFL dude, and he's a stud. He just comes in with his head down every day and works hard, and, we all respect that. So.
When it comes to the amount of pass rushers and the talent that a team can throw at you, Penn State,
yeah,
I mean, they're right up there. How much do you think he'll embrace that challenge? I know he's kind of a guy that at times speaks softly or quietly or whatever, but he obviously, has a fire that burns.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm guessing, he's been thinking about all the talk and hype about their edge rushers, and this is a game for him, to be able to show what he can do. So we're excited to see what Cage can do. Obviously, I'm in the same position. I play tight end, so, I got to perform my best against those guys too. And, that starts with practice and how we work on our fundamentals and technique.
Have you seen a lot of Tyler Warren this year?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, well, I think the first time I saw him was that USC game. where he snapped the ball or whatever and went up and snagged it. And I was pretty darn impressed. He's a good player. I think he uses his body very well, and they put him in positions to succeed. So, yeah, I'm excited to go against another good tight end, and it should be a good time.
How cool is it to see them, like, the way they use him at tight end? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't remember anybody using a tight end the way they use him. To be honest
Yeah,
with you.
he reminds me of Travis Kelce at Cincinnati, kind of. He came in as a quarterback, and then he was taking direct snaps, and then he slowly evolved into a tight end. It's pretty cool, and obviously NFL teams love that because you're able to do many things. But yeah, his coaches are putting him in a position to succeed. Good for him, and we're ready to get after it.
He pushes to maybe take a snap or two and.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Next year, yeah, for sure.
You seem like you've gotten a lot better this year. Where do you feel you're a much better player than if we had you standing here at the podium for last year's board?
I think just being like a smarter player overall, being able to just like read coverages. Obviously, Coach Cutter coming in, helping me out with that. Yeah, I think improving in the pass game, was the main thing. Like I knew I had it in me last year, but being able to translate practice to the game is the most important thing. So
I know we asked you about this last time. Just kind of the fact that this isn't maybe the last game. You win, you get to keep playing. How different is that in terms of and how I guess does that change things for you guys where you're hoping it's not your last game?
Yeah, I mean I think it gives the team more motivation. It gives me more motivation. The game's in Florida, so. My family's down there and friends are down there. So, yeah, I think we're all excited. It's not over after this game for us. We know that as a team. And, we're going to, like I said, we're going to practice our hardest and go out there and perform our best so we can get a victory and move on.
Hope he's okay with this. When's the last time you got on Instagram and didn't see a picture of Maddox Matt's new dog?
I don't know. I see a picture of his new dog every week. I love that dog, though, so.
Got easy questions on.
Yep.
Woostroke, we'll start with you.
Matt, but just asking about Maddox, just what's his cool, calm, collective demeanor meant to this team, and how's it helped you guys get to the point that you're at right now?
Yeah, I think it's just, the trust factor our guys have with Maddox. He's a hard worker, and he, obviously he works his tail off, but at the same time, we have a trust that he's able to operate, our offense at the highest level. And, that's super important to an offense. And, yeah.
This team has been watching him kind of grow in that leadership role really over the last 2 years. He's been in the program 3 years. At what point did you first realize, what he could do for you guys and just how far he could bring you?
Yeah, I think last year I realized it, but realistically, it was this summer I realized that he's able to operate the offense at the highest level. He works his tail off, and we all saw that this summer. And he stepped into that leadership role, and we knew he was going to be the guy.
Thanks.
Joe Smeltzer, you're next.
Appreciate the time today, Matt.
Yes, sir.
So, talking specifically about Apple Carter, not a lot of people this season have had success blocking him. What gives you the confidence in yourself as a tight end and also your offensive line to be able to have success against a guy who some feel is the best defensive player at any position?
Yeah, I mean, we got to game plan him, but also being able to just perform in practice, being able to dial in on my fundamentals and technique in practice, and then also just not giving him free rushes off the edge this Tuesday, so we can slow him down a little bit. But yeah, he's a great player, and we got to game plan him, but we got the confidence to go out there and do our job as well.